Hi, welcome to the Active Value Investor channel. My name is Victor, and in this video, I'm going to cover United Airlines, symbol UAL. And I wanted to go over this stock. This is one of the stocks that I bought, for the first time, call it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, as COVID was really taking some industries and really just turning them upside down. It certainly did that to the airline industry. I thought it was going to come back and be profitable. I thought it was going to sneak up on people. And so far, I think that's playing out the way I expected. So I'd like to go over United Airlines and talk about their stock and see if it's a good buy. I like to scorecard investments, and my scorecard involves 4 things with a decision as a 5th item. First, is it an industry I want to be a part of? 2, is it a company that is operated and performing well? Is debt under control? And I want a discount on that stock when I enter a position with a particular company. And that leads me to the decision, would I buy this stock today? So let's take a look at United and see how they have been performing. First, over the last 12 months, United, their stock's gone up 12.26%. 2022 was brutal. A lot of tech companies are down, heck, 75%. And United is up. And I think it's because, people are going back to travel. They're flying, mostly leisure. The business traveler, at least in the United States, hasn't really come back, but the leisure travel is really up. It's also enabling the airlines are able to raise their fares and be more profitable in these segments that they fly. So that's been really showing up. And the company, especially recently, has really gone on a really nice rise. Over the last 5 years, the company is down 33%, predominantly because when COVID hit, the airline industry just pretty much got shellacked. I didn't buy airlines prior to COVID. I kind of followed Warren Buffett's advice that, the way to lose a lot of money is to buy an airline. And I read and listen to Warren Buffett. In this case here, I kind of looked at the economy, where airlines have been, the kind of value you're getting if you buy into one of the stocks, and made a decision to buy roughly about 2 years ago. So far, so good. As I value United Airlines, this is where I want to make an estimate that I really believe in. And sometimes, the data doesn't represent what's going on. In my case, what I'm doing is I'm going to use 2019 free cash flow numbers. And the reason for it is that year was not interrupted by this huge event, COVID. 2022 numbers are good, but the company is currently spending a lot of capital to buy more airplanes to get more capacity, which is good for growth in the future, but it really makes that number, free cash flow number, somewhat inaccurate in predicting where they're going to be in 2023. So a better predictor is to use 2019, and I'm going with that number. So I'm valuing the company based on that 2019 number, which I think is probably conservative because they're more profitable than they were in 2019. So taking that number, taking a very high weighted average cost of capital. It's an airline, so they have a higher risk. It really discounts the company and says the company should be worth $23.5 billion, but their market cap's $16 billion. So it leaves about a 41% discount on this stock using what I believe are some conservative numbers and a very high weighted average cost of capital. One thing to be concerned about is they do have a lot of debt, and their debt went up significantly during the COVID years. So hopefully, they're working to get rid of debt, and they need to continue to do so in order so that their balance sheet gets in better position. So the performance of United, this is maybe the best run airline in 2022. And the reason for that is, like, Southwest historically has always been the most respected airline. Their performance is always good. But boy, they had a brutal Christmas or holiday season where they had like 24% of their flights canceled. That was brutal. United didn't suffer any of that. And here's what's interesting is in 2022, their capacity was down 9%, but their revenue was up 14%. So each airfare is higher, more profitable in 2022 than anything they had in 2019. So that's just really, really good economics for United Airlines. Their margins have gone up 2 points if you compare the margins in 2022 compared to 2019. And then free cash flow was down compared to 2019 because of the very high CapEx. You think about, how many planes were they buying in 2020? Not a lot, because we had a pandemic. They had few flights going. So they were probably, conserving all their cash and saying, hey, let's not buy a lot of airplanes. But now it's time for them to invest into getting more airplanes so they can increase their capacity. My guidance for 2023, I think the business traveler is going to come back in 2023. I think business travel is only a fraction of what it was in 2019. So I think the business travel is going to come back. They're going to continue to grow and be profitable. They need to lower their debt. That is the one thing that keeps me up at night for this stock. My outlook going forward is there's pent-up demand for leisure travel. The CEO expects that the demand for travel is going to exceed 2019 as a whole, like the whole industry, significantly, because now that a lot of people have, stay-at-home jobs or remote jobs, they can travel more easily. So they can have more leisure travel, and that's going to really do well for the airline industry, and it's going to benefit United. My outlook is that they'll continue to grow and profit, and there's good upside in the stock, because I think the hardest parts or the hardest things are behind them. The whole COVID pandemic is behind them. All right, so how does United score? First, is this an industry I want to be in? As mentioned, before COVID, I didn't want anything to do with the industry, but now I thought there was just a great opportunity because the prices for stocks had gotten so low. I thought, boy, this is a pretty good bet. So I think for the year 2022, 2023, absolutely, I want to be a part of this industry and pick up a really, really good airline at a very low price. This company, I'm going to argue, is the best run airline for 2022. Their debt's too high. They have to continue to work reducing that debt. You're getting a discount on this stock. And I would buy this stock today. In fact, today is January 17th. I bought more shares today before the earnings release. And after the earnings release was announced, I know their stock's up a couple of percent. So it's good to see that. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I appreciate it. Just quick reminder, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not recommending you buy United Airlines stock or any other security. Best of luck investing in 2023, and thanks again for watching.